Alright, so today we're going to be doing another pour, like always, an acrylic pour. No silicone or anything like that. What I'm actually doing today is I'm trying to replicate this. This is one of my first pours. Really cool colors. I'm going to try to replicate this because this is a 4x4. As you can see, it's small. It fits right in my hand. I'm not going to replicate it, obviously, but I'm going to put similar colors, minus the gray. I'm doing different colors of blue. And as you can see, like in here, there's the teal with the lightest color is ocean breeze, and you have blue, purple, dark purple, gray, and white. What I'm going to use is purple, dark purple, white, ocean breeze, and a mixture I made from TLC, and it's TLC mixed with teal green, I think. Let me see. This color right here. So I'm going to be using this color. Get these up here and we'll see what happens with the colors. We'll start mixing them. It's going to be a kind of a freestyle, freeform paint. Videos is that I for one, hope I use enough paint. For two, the way I created that one back in the day on my other video, you'll see it's a purple haze 4x4 mini pour, but that's how I created all those tight lines between the designs and the really trippy psychedelic looking stuff. After you do you get ready to do a dirty pour, you take like a paintbrush or a thin stick or something and stick it in there and kind of zigzag it a few times, but dip it to the bottom and pull out so you can see the designs and you're not mixing underneath what you can't see too much. You want to like visualize what you're doing underneath as well as the top. So if you use the top and pull out every time, it'll basically show you on top what's happening underneath. So other than that, let's hope we used enough paint and let's see how it comes out. Now I'm going to do this one the same way I did the other one back in the day, which is I poured it right on the center and then I started from there and just started moving the canvas. If you want to check that out close up real quick at the colors, pretty cool. Looking pretty awesome already because I could tell the colors that are in there and what I'm going to do to spread them around. You don't want to pour too fast. I just realized I was pouring too fast at one point because the colors will mix too much and you'll get like a gray. It's a light pour. Make sure you can see the lines of the colors and all the different colors coming out. It should be piling up and making a pretty trippy psychedelic design in the center. I like to go from pretty high and make a pretty thin stream. That way all the weight from pouring high makes it really get down to the canvas and it doesn't just puddle up on top of the other paint. It gets all the way back down to the bottom. That way it's grabbing canvas, and once you start spreading it, it'll grab and spread the design instead of just mixing in the paint that's landing on top of. Alright, I think we're getting pretty close to the end of the cup here. Now I don't ever use gloves, and if you notice in the background of my videos, I barely ever wear shoes or a shirt. but I will protect my bracelet. No gloves. Hands don't matter, but protect your jewelry. Now we're just gonna start tilting. One thing I noticed too, and I kind of messed up on, was I forgot to put a plastic cover over this table like I normally do. Got a little too excited about this pour and just started working without thinking. So yeah, make sure you think before you pour. You're gonna want to get your table covered, set up. Because I forgot my plastic. I'm gonna have one heck of a mess to clean up. This one's looking pretty cool. A lot of tight lines. Trying to get down to this corner as always. Down to that corner. You can see as I stretch it, you're starting to see more lines come out in the back of that teal that I hid in there. See what I'm saying? That's what I meant about holding the cup at a high distance from your canvas. That way it gets down and penetrates, and then you got colors that come back out of nowhere and kind of reveal themselves later on like that. And I love making teal, like that light color teal, reveal itself. Giving a little taparoo, get down to that corner. But yeah, I like when that color teal reveals itself, because as it pops out, that's literally what it does, it pops out. Makes that painting pop. I'm gonna dip it here and get a little help from the paint that's already down there. So I'm liking the top here so far. So far, so cool. Looking pretty sweet. I'm gonna try to stretch it back towards this corner down here just to get the image stretched over some again. Bring some of that white back to the center. There we go. You can see it starting to move. Maybe not on camera, but I could see it starting to move. See it there on the edge, looks pretty good. And another tip is try to remember to get your edges done, because a painting on a wall always looks better when the edges match. You don't ever want to have your painting on top and then the sides just stop, unless you can have some kind of frame or something. Whoa. I'm gonna go grab another stand since that one's all messed up, but it came out pretty awesome, as you can see. The blue came out great. I've never really done this technique on a big canvas before. I'm actually pretty impressed. I like the way it came out. The colors are still showing up and revealing themselves. I tap this corner a little, do a little corner work. Get some of these, let's see where we have. Aha. If you ever gotta do corner work, try to pick up some cool colors off your drippings. Like I said in my other videos, you roll it, drop it, roll your finger or whatever you're doing, you roll it out and it'll drop. Drop that design right where you lay it. And that's that. So our edges are all covered. Our design is pretty much done. I'm going to get another stand for that side of the canvas on the bottom so it doesn't dry and stick to it. That's another little tip. You always want to make sure that wherever you lay your painting, the drip around it is going to drip somewhere else. That's why I have it lifted like 1.5 inches off on them little stands so it doesn't stick and, you know, obviously ruin the back of your painting and the edges and make it look crappy. The drips basically as they dry disappear. The back never really has drip marks, and if they do, you just shave it off with a blade. Because you're just worried about making the edges look pretty good and match the edge of the painting so you can see it run over. But other than that, I'm going to get another stand and I'm going to show you guys a close-up. Okay, so I got a new stand up in there, and the paint's had a second to stretch over the edges a little bit. You can definitely see a lot more lines coming out, and all the lines that sit there as they sit, gravity obviously pulls the paint over the edges, and whether you know it or not, it's still moving, whether you can't see it or not. It's just happening so slow and little by little that it doesn't look like that obvious. But after an hour or two sitting, right before it starts to harden and dry, you'll notice stuff like this, more lines, more colors. That's why I love using one bright color in the mix of a bunch of like equally dark colors, like not dark, but you notice how all this blue and purple and teal in here, the dark teal, kind of all had the same brightness to them. Whereas that one light ocean breeze teal is my highlighter, as I like to call them. And I made sure I put a decent, like, good size amount, not over the other amounts every time, but you notice every time I did the same pattern in the cup, that teal, I made sure I put a nice size dollop in there so it would show up good on every layer, and you can see the teal literally in every layer. So that came out really nice, and I'll give you guys a close-up real quick. Here's a nice close-up. You can see the corners, as I was telling you, how that teal is beginning to come out of there and pop up and show up from underneath, and all those lines. You can see the white coming in. You can see the purples and the blues. I know that white looks like reflection, but it's white paint. Kind of looks like light reflection. You can see real close. Let me get a zoom in. See all them different lines in there all through here. And that comes from the different layers you did. And then zigzagging it like I did is why the colors are mixed the way they are, how they're tight like that. Whereas they'd come out more stretched and wide and globby, like see right here where that teal and purple and blue are. Your painting would be more like that if you didn't zigzag it before you poured it with the paintbrush. It'd come out more stretched. But that's why I like to do that, so I can get those nice lines. But yep, other than that, that about wraps that up. I'll show you guys a picture of it when it's dry. And that's about it. Till next time. This will be available on my Etsy account at ArtbyNicoSimone, no spaces. All my other work, you can see it on my Instagram at CreativeWorks561. You can purchase my work at Etsy on ArtbyNicoSimone. I'll set up the links in the description. Other than that, till next time, I'll make another video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And I'll see you guys next time.